Hi, how are you guys doing? My name's Daniel. I'm 21 years old. I am gay. I went through a lot coming out. It was hard and it was lonely and it sucked. I started coming out when I was 14, 15. I remember I took my mom outside and I talked to her and I'm like, Mom, I want to talk to you. I'm gay. Her response was, You're not gay. You're just going through a phase. It's an agenda. They're trying to turn you. So forth and so forth, the whole spiel. And it was an ongoing argument for 2 years. She just couldn't deal with it. And it sucked and it hurt because my mom had always been my best friend. And to have her just reject me like that was like, well, if my own mother doesn't love me, why is anybody else going to, right? And I remember I was too scared to come out to my family because I come from a family of Mexicans, five uncles, all machismo, very macho, very machismo. And I was like, oh, if I come out to them, they're gonna be like, ooh, you know, gay, faggot, queer, pansy. And I'm like, and I was just too scared to just deal with it. I remember I kept thinking to myself, maybe if I force myself to like girls, I won't ever have to deal with this again. And just girls, girls, and girls all the way. But inside it hurt and it felt lonely because that's not what I wanted. That's not who I was. And I was just forcing myself to be a certain way. I was caving in. What ended up happening to me was that my mother, though she didn't realize it at the time, was the one who inspired me to be like, screw all of you. She would always tell me, live your life for yourself, not for anybody else. Because when you leave high school, all those bullies will go away. You will go to college far away from them. Eventually, your parents, as sad as it is to think about, they will, go away. And then what? You realize you lived your entire life for them and you have no life of your own. So I was like, well, why am I gonna wait till then? It's time I start living my life for myself. I left high school. I made really good friends who stood by my side. Eventually, my mom came around. I came out to all my family, and to my great surprise, they were like, you know what? If you're sure about this and this is who you are, then we accept you. We just worry about you because we don't want you to suffer, because we don't want you to get hurt. Because I think a lot of time what happens with parents and family is not so much they don't like gays, it's just that they're afraid for you because of the fact that they see the news, they see what happens, and they know that it's not exactly the easiest life in the world. But then again, life is not meant to be easy at all. All we can do is just hope that if they just realize that if they just stand by our side, that it'll be stronger. And sometimes we have to set the example. We have to be strong, and they will see us being strong, and they'll come around too, because they're our family and they will love us. Friends come and go. There are no friends, almost no friends are permanent. There are very few that are. Most of your friends in high school, you'll realize that they won't stick around. Out of everybody I knew in high school, I only talked to one person. She's been my best friend. She was the second person I told and the first one to accept me. And part of the reason that I was able to come out proudly and be okay with who I am. Yes, there was a point where I was very lonely. I did try to kill myself because I was like, obviously I was a mistake made by God, and I should just kill myself so God can fix his mistake. But there was no mistake. I was just who I was. God made me the way I was, and I was okay with that. And He loves me no matter what. All those religious groups all those religious fanatics that are telling you no, God is telling you that you're wrong. They don't know what they're talking about because in the same sentence they're saying God loves all, but at the same time God hates you. I'm sorry, but that doesn't make no sense to me. How can God love everybody but hate you specifically, right? It's crazy. They're just scared and they don't know how to deal with it, so they just talk whatever comes out of their mouth. And like I said, they won't stick around. They will leave. The bullies, in high school, they will leave. You know, eventually, You will get away from all that and you will, okay, all you have to do is just hang in there and you will see that it will get better as you get older and as you start exploring the world, you go away to college, you'll see that there's so much more for you. There's so much to offer. All you just have to hang in there and it'll be okay. And it worked out for me and like I said, it's just hanging on there, be strong. Sometimes you have to set the example for everybody else. And I know it's hard and I know it's hurt, but just be strong because know there's lots of people out there who are waiting to come into your life to meet you, who when they do meet you, they will be excited to have you in their life. And they'll be end up being your best friends for forever. And you just have to hang in there and wait for the chance. And it will get better. It always does. There's always a calm after the storm. The rainbow at the end. It's, I can go on with the cliches, but just know that it will get better and you will be okay.